Welcome to Simple and Savored with the Bald Guy. Simple haircut. We stay with the theme here. Tonight we are doing soups and more soups. It's soup season. And Tanya's really excited about split pea soup. In the last show, I made just a really simple vegetable stock. So with this recipe, the vegetable stock was essentially made for this soup. You can also use the boxes of stock, you can use cans of stock, you can use bouillon. This is the one I think I have the most control over. We're going more towards organic, so all the vegetables are organic, and like I said, just have more control over what's going on in my body. So the stock is already simmering. So there's a couple ways to do this. If you're at home, I work from home, so I'm here to be able to watch the stock pot all day or for the couple hours of doing stuff. But this could also be, let's pretend this is a crock pot. So essentially you could put the 2 quarts of stock that we made before in. It's about a cup of split peas per quart of stock, and I like real thick and chunky. So if you were doing this with a crock pot, you're just going to essentially put everything in it, turn it on low, go to work, come home, and your house will smell wonderful. But we're going to do it on the stovetop here, and so I'm just going to turn that up a little bit to get that to simmering again. We're going to prep vegetables. I'm using sausage instead of a ham bone, which is kind of the traditional way. Just didn't have a ham bone in the house. I always have sausage. And then going to be adding salt, pepper as needed, and then about a teaspoon, couple teaspoons of oregano, and maybe a teaspoon of sage, just to kind of depending on flavors. So I'm just going to prep veggies here real quick and sausages. So we'll get this going. It's really quick prep. These are pre-cooked sausages. You could use bacon, you could use fatback, you could use really any kind of flavor. You could do it without any meat. So this is a really doesn't care for the winters necessarily. They're rainy and cold and everything in the Northwest, but she loves the soup season because once it starts getting cold and wet, the soup starts getting made, just like magic. And she loves it. So the vegetables will be cooked down really well. I kind of like a medium size vegetables. So these are like about 4 carrots, 4 stalks of celery. I'm just using kind of what the final set of celery that's left, that's in the refrigerator is. So just use it all up. And then we will do a quick chop. Now, if you're doing this stovetop, it takes about 2 hours to simmer. So that's why I brought everything to a simmer here. I'm gonna add the vegetables. If you are home or doing this on the weekend or not working, you could add the beans just directly. A lot of times people will have you soak the beans overnight, so it makes it a little faster to cook. Or you can also pour like boiling water over the beans and let them simmer for a couple minutes and then just let it set for about an hour, and that will soften the beans up to speed up cooking time. But since I am home, or we're throwing this in the imaginary crock pot, this will be done when we get home. I'm just gonna do a quick taste of the stock. Is nicely seasoned. May not even have to season this anymore, but I definitely want to add some oregano. So a couple teaspoons, a little handful there. And definitely always more cracked black pepper. All right, so when we come back, we should have soup. See you in a bit. All right, after a couple hours of simmering, we have a wonderful soup. Let me taste a little bit here. Some things to think about. If you're gonna put it on the stove top, you probably wanna be home while you're doing that. The beans kind of settle out, and if it was not being stirred, probably about every 15 to 20 minutes. You may get some burning on the bottom of the pan. And so this soup's a really good one for crock pot. 1 cup of beans to 1 quart of water makes a pretty thick, dense soup. So if you like it thinner, great. I mean, you can always, I noticed you can use less beans to have a thinner soup, and add just a little bit of rice in the last 15 to 20 minutes can thicken it up really quickly. But let's give it a shot. I'm sure we're gonna have to do a little seasoning adjustment. It is hot. It's really hot. I think everything's pretty good. I'm just gonna add just a touch more salt, a little fresh ground black pepper. Give it one last stir. Do a quick final taste. So if you like rosemary, this is really good. You grab a sprig of rosemary. If you have a rosemary bush, throw it in there at the beginning of the cooking process. If you love sage, I use quite a bit of oregano and then just a touch of sage. Marjorine's really good, thyme is good in this. So if you have a preference of a different type of herb, use it. This is just good. Molten lava beans, ouch. Man, that's good. Soup, soup, soup. It's soup season. It's cold outside, warm, gonna be warm inside. But, you know, as always, simple, easy, healthy recipes for you and your busy life, so you have more time for you and the ones you love. So always remember, be nice to you, you're worth it, and we'll see you in the next video. Subscribe down here, and see you soon.